The Dyson V15 Detect is the best cordless vacuum we've ever tested. Plus, I use it in my house every single day. However, it's really expensive. I was browsing on Amazon and I found this Levoit LVAC-300 for less than half the price of the Dyson, so yeah, I got one. So in this video, we're gonna find out if the Levoit can come even close to the features and performance of the Dyson V15. So buckle up, my suction aficionados. We're gonna find out if this one sucks. First, I'm gonna show you the features and then we'll get into the tests. The Levoit LVAC-300 is a step up from the popular LVAC-200. Now the Dyson V15 is below the Dyson Gen 5 and its many iterations. And even though it's less expensive than those more expensive Dyson vacs, I think the V15 is better because it's lighter and it's easier to handle on places like stairs. And it's very close in weight to the Levoit. With the wand and motor bar head, the Dyson weighs about 6.8 pounds. And with the fluffy laser head, it comes in at just 6.1. The Levoit splits the difference at 6.6 with its head attached. Let's talk about the differences between the tools and accessories you get between the Dyson and the Levoit. With the Dyson, you get two separate brush rolls. This is the motor bar head, and this is the one you're gonna use primarily on carpets. It has this adjustable piece over here so you can open and close these for larger particles. It's quite anti-tangle, and you've got two styles of brushes on here, a softer one and a harder one. Now, if you need to open it up to clean it, you do need something like a coin or a screwdriver. The brush roll comes out, pretty easy to clean it. And there are those little tiny teeth back there, which are the anti-tangle things that basically pick up the hair. The second tool you get is the Fluffy Optic Fluffy Head. It's made from carbon fiber. Crazy names, but this thing is gonna be used on hard surfaces only. This is really effective at picking up pad hair, and the green laser is so good at illuminating stuff. I use it every day. It's kind of addictive, and if you're OCD, maybe you shouldn't get it because you're gonna find all the hair that you left every 5 minutes. The Levoit comes with a single head. It has LEDs on it, and you do get a single brush roll that has two different types of layer to it. You've got a harder surface and some brushes over here. If you do need to clean this, you actually don't need a tool. Press this button right here, and the side opens up, and the brush roll comes right out. You can see the anti-tangle teeth in the back. It also has this little soft piece here too to collect dust that might fly back behind the head. So the advantage or disadvantage, depending on your point of view, is that you don't need to change heads when you're moving between carpet and a hard surface. And one thing that I like that they both have is a pad hair tool. Both of them are motorized, which I like. They're not powered by air, so that's a huge advantage. This thing has a little plate that moves like this if you want to clean it out. It's got a little piece here. Pull that off, open it up. There you go. Super easy to clean. And if you're trying to decide between the LVAC-200, which is the lower model, or the 300 gives you this pad hair tool. Also anti-tangle, and it's also quite easy to get this thing out. The Dyson pad hair tool does a really good job on my little kitty condo bed things. They love to sleep on these. You can see how much hair it picked up here, and there's a lot in here too. And actually inside the vacuum, you can see it got a ton of hair. I haven't cleaned that in a couple of weeks. Two cats, two condos. Let's try the Levoit on the second one and see how it does. That's what she got. Quite a bit of cat hair, and we can see quite a bit of stuff got stuck on the roller. Another way you can use the pet hair attachment tool is to do your stairs. But because this is pretty light and pretty maneuverable, I just prefer to use the full wand. The Dyson is super lightweight as well, so it's also really easy to use on stairs. We've put some longer hair on the floor. Let's see how well both these vacuums perform in the anti-tangle tests. And you can see it's pretty tangle-free, and it took care of all that hair. Now let's do the same test with the Levoit. And the rollers look pretty clear. What about pet hair? No tangles. Now with the Levoit, no tangles. A little bit of hair gets caught up in the wheels. It's pretty normal for most vacuums. You can just pop out the wheels and remove the hair. And with the motor bar head, also no big tangles. And the motor bar head has no pet hair tangles. To see how effective each vacuum is at picking up dirt from carpet, we're gonna sprinkle 40 grams of sand onto the carpet, and we're gonna set each vacuum to maximum suction. And for good measure, we're gonna grind it in with our special Gary V K-Swiss grinding in shoe, because he says you gotta grind if you want success. May the best vacuum win. And again, On carpet, the Dyson picked up 96%, and the Levoit picked up 87%. A pretty good score for both. But obviously, the Dyson wins this one. There is a difference in head design between the Levoit and the Dyson, and the difference has to do with how the front of the head connects with the floor. On the Levoit, you can see the front of the head is raised up, and you have this little area here that kind of funnels dirt into this section here. On the other hand, the front of the Dyson has the seal which connects with the floor and creates a lot of suction because it essentially seals the head to the floor. And I guess in the real world, they both kind of snowplow or cereal plow the cereal because of their design. So I guess it's a bit of a tie. They're both kind of cereal pushers. If you have pets, allergies, or you're just sensitive to dust, you really want the stuff that you vacuum up to stay inside the vacuum cleaner. So that's why I think a sealed canister is really important. And the Dyson canister is really well sealed. It is definitely one of the best out there. You can see that very little, if any, smoke gets out of the canister. Now the Levoit canister, it's not as good as the Dyson. You can see that some smoke gets out of the handle. We measured airflow at the wand at low, medium, and high, and the Dyson was 19, 23, and 42 meters per second respectively. For the Levoit, it was 10 meters per second, 17, and 23. So not as good as the Dyson, but much better than the LVAC-300 we tested last year. Then we measured suction at the wand in kilopascals. And in low, medium, and high, the Dyson was 8, 13, and 31 kilopascals. Then we measured the Levoit, and it was 7, 15, and 27. So actually, it was quite close. Now, both these vacuums advertise about 60 minutes of battery life, but in the real world, that's not what you're gonna get. On the Levoit, if you're not using the powered head and you're just doing some hand vacuuming in the eco mode, you probably will get 60 minutes, but anything else you're gonna get a lot less. When you're vacuuming with the powered head, you can expect around 40 minutes in the middle mode, and if you're in the highest mode, you're gonna get anywhere from 12 to 15. Now the Dyson is much the same. If you're using eco mode and you're just using this as a hand vac, yeah, you might get 60 minutes, but in normal, in the middle setting, typically with a powered head, I get around 40 minutes on a single charge, a little bit less since I've had it for a couple years, but it's pretty good. In boost mode with the head, I'm gonna get anywhere from about 12 to 15 minutes. And it's worth noting, both of them have replaceable batteries. So, is this Levoit better than this Dyson? Well, the plain and simple of it is no, it is not better. However, it is about half the price. I found the Levoit for around $300 on Amazon. However, prices change all the time, so if you want to keep updated with the latest prices and vacuum news, join our monthly newsletter at vacuumnerds.com. Now you can find a test that we did on this channel of the LVAC-300 versus the Dyson, and if you're thinking they're kind of similar, actually they're not. This has significantly better performance than the 200. In fact, this 300 has airflow and suction that is not too far off the Dyson, and in real-world vacuuming performance, this is actually pretty close, where the 200 was not as close. And so yes, the Dyson actually does offer better performance, and one thing it has that the Levoit doesn't is the fluffy laser head, which I think is really good, and I use it every single day. But the Levoit is getting pretty close to the Dyson in performance, and you do get this head hair tool, which I think is really good too. So I'll let you decide which one is better for your situation. If you purchase from my links down below, it really helps the channel, and I've got another excellent cordless vacuum review right here.